Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Let's see the chapter, which is here. We are in this section. Okay, so we have discussed until relationships, and now we can go to the next section. But before that, we are still left with some discussion. The discussion about relationships, different kinds of relationships. So we were discussing in the last discussion that there are 9 limbs of devotional service, and each limb there's a specific relationship of devotees with the Lord. So we were discussing Shravan, Kirtan. These two we had discussed. Now we can discuss about Smaranam. Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran. Smaran means remembering the Lord. So who are the devotees who are known for remembering the Lord? Remembering means, let's say they are in a situation where they just depend on remembering the Lord. Can you give answers on the chat window? Who are the devotees who are known for remembering the Lord? I'll give a hint. A few days ago, Bharat. Yes, very good example of Bharat, because Bharatji was in Ayodhya and Lord Ram was in Bharatji was in Nandigram and Lord Ram was in the forest, Chitrakoot or Dandakaranya, and Bharat Maharaj has to remember the Lord. He was just remembering the Lord. Haridas Thakurji, he is remembering the Lord. Yes. He is known for chanting. He always chants all the time. So remembering is a part of chanting means. But specifically, I will make this point little more later. Okay, because we are focusing on specific aspects. They are known for those things. For example, Haridas Thakurji is known for chanting, and he chants all the time. I don't remember any specific instance where Haridas Thakur is means known for remembering, means he remembers in that situation so much. I am not able to think of. Similarly, Bharatji, have you read in Ramayana that he is remembering the Lord? He is doing service. He is in Nandigram in his cottage, and he is doing his austerities, running the kingdom, and he has Charan Paduka of the Lord which he is serving, right? But there is no specific mention of remembering as far as I know. I will give an example of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, he cannot do anything, right? Because he cannot do deity worship always, all the time. There are people who want to kill him. So he cannot do deity worship. He cannot do anything. He just remembers the Lord, right? And he is known for remembering. You see how so many calamities are coming, and he is just remembering the Lord. Mata Shabri is serving. Means she is preparing for the Lord to come, right? Dashrath Maharaj is a good example. Dashrath Maharaj, he always remembers. He is known for remembering the Lord always. Yes, Dashrath Maharaj is a very good example, because when Lord Ram left for Vanavas, he is always remembering him for those, I think how many, 9 or 10 days until he was here. He was always remembering the Lord. Mother Draupadi is a very good example. She always remembered Krishna whenever any difficulty comes, right? Mm. But mm, not all the time. Means instance when difficulty comes, she remembers. But I don't remember if any instance that she remembers. Uh, mm. Like Dashrath Maharaj, he remembers specifically during the last 15 days or so, when 10 days or so when the Lord leaves. Especially specifically in those 10 days, his remembrance became very strong. There is I'll give an example from Ramayana. An example of Mother Sita when she was in Sri Lanka. So she could not do anything but to remember the Lord, right? And you have read vivid description, or you have heard about description of her, how she is remembering Lord Ram all the time, right? Because she cannot do anything else. She is not serving. She is not, in the sense, deity worship not possible. So the only resort is remembering. So she is very intensely remembering the Lord for those, I think, 1 year or so in Sri Lanka, right? So I gave example of Prahlad Maharaj. These are standard examples, and from Ramayana the standard example is of Mother Sita. Although Dashrath Maharaj also is a good example, and that is for those 10 days or so in the last, especially in the last part of his life. But Mother Sita remembers, actually even after she for 12 years she was again in the forest, when after the killing of Ravana, when she was in Valmiki ashram, there also she is known for remembering. But anyway, but Mother Sita is a standard example of remembering from Ramayana, and from Bhagavatam the standard example is Prahlad Maharaj. Okay. Next is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam. Okay, Pada Sevanam, serving the feet of the Lord. Who are serving the feet of the Lord? Hanumanji is serving everything. He's serving whatever, like he brings Sanjeevani, he crosses over Lanka. He's doing so many services, specifically serving the feet. Specifically serving the feet. Specifically known for serving the feet. Okay. Lakshmanji. How Lakshmanji? He is guarding the Lord and doing so many services, but specifically feet. Specifically feet. In today's discussion, we had a very short discussion of that part. So we just discussed today. Today itself we discussed briefly. See the examples in the chat. Okay, I have to tell now. The first name, Bharat Maharaj, yes. So we discussed how in Nandigram he had the Charan Paduka of Lord Ram, and he was worshipping the feet of Lord Ram, the Charan Paduka of Lord Ram, right? So that is serving the feet. This is from Ramayana, and from Bhagavatam, an example is who always massages the feet of the Lord. More hint on Sheshashaya, when the Lord is lying on the causal ocean or the Garbhodaka ocean, Lakshmi Ji. Yes, so Lakshmi ji is always massaging the feet of the Lord, right? You have seen the pictures and you have read. Okay, next is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam. Archanam. Archanam means worshipping the Lord. Worshipping the Lord or worshipping the deity of the Lord, which is non-different from the Lord. Archanam. Who is known for worshipping the Lord in Bhagavatam and in Ramayana? Okay. Hint? We have seen this in today's discussion. We have seen this in today's discussion. Just look at the chat list again. Worshipping the Lord, Archanam. It's not idol worship, it's worshipping the deity of the Lord or the Lord himself. Yeah, deity worship you can say. Deity worship means worshipping the deity of the Lord. Which means it includes, let's say, for example, offering different things to the Lord and like offering flowers, offering arati, offering foodstuffs. Means it could be, and Shabri, yes, very good example, very good answer. So Shabri, she worshipped the Lord, means she daily she will bring fruits to offer to the Lord. She will prepare the whole house, and she was worshipping. She is known for Archana. She spent her last part of her life means waiting for Lord Ram and worshipping, offering different things in different ways. Right. Next is okay. Another example. Abhishek Prabhu is saying Gajendra. Gajendra did not worship. Yeah, at the last part of his life, he offered one flower to the Lord. Yes, but that was just once he offered a lotus flower to the Lord. But regular worship might not be there. So Gajendra is a good answer. He offered the flower to the Lord once, at that time. But other examples of worshipping. Okay, this is a difficult example. This is in Bhagavatam. Prithu Maharaj. If you read about Prithu Maharaj in Bhagavatam, so the description is there how he worships the Lord. And other examples are there. For example, who else worships the Lord as the deity form? Kaushalya, Mother Kaushalya was worshipping Vishnu deity, right? She was worshipping. We heard yesterday, day before yesterday in Ramayana also, that she was worshipping Lord Vishnu. Like that, Nanda Baba used to worship Krishna, means the deity of Lord Vishnu, and in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela we have so many examples like worshipping. We know Advaita Acharya, we know Murari Gupta, so many. Okay, but standard examples are one is Prithu Maharaj from Bhagavatam and Shabri ji from Ramayana. Next, okay. Shravan Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam. So Vandanam means offering prayers. Who is known for offering prayers to the Lord? Composing prayers, offering prayers to the Lord. Specifically offering prayers. Nothing else. It's just offering prayers. Okay, other things also, but offering prayers specifically. Okay, we make it more unambiguous. They just offered prayers, nothing else. Nothing else means other things are not very prominent. Offering prayers was the most prominent part which attracted the mercy of the Lord, or which attracted the Lord towards them. Offering prayers. So they pleased the Lord with their prayers. Gajendra, yes, very good answer. Gajendra is a better example here. So Gajendra did not do anything. He was, in the sense that he was caught up in this war with the crocodile, and he was inside the ocean, inside this lake, huge lake, and he didn't do anything else. In the last life, yes, he did, but in this life, he did not do anything. And then when he saw he's very weak, he remembered his previous life, the bhakti which he had done in the previous life, and because of that he was able to offer very beautiful prayers to the Lord. They are really beautiful prayers in Bhagavatam, Gajendra Stotram, and yes. So, and with those prayers only, Lord became so pleased that he appeared. Good example, good answer. From Ramayana, who is known for offering prayers? I think it may be a little difficult, not difficult, but maybe. So, the example from Ramayana is Vibhishana, because when Vibhishan is expelled by Ravana, he comes to the camp of Lord Ram, and there he offers beautiful prayers to the Lord. By that, Lord becomes very pleased, and he accepts him. Right? So, Vibhishana is the example for offering prayers. Brahmaji is offering prayers all the time. Brahmaji did many other things also, right? Brahmaji was doing meditation. Brahmaji served the Lord by carrying out his orders of creation. So Brahmaji offers prayers definitely, but other things also are very prominent there. Okay, so Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam. Dasyam means serving the Lord like a servant, means doing whatever the Lord needs, like personal assistant or personal servant. Hanumanji from Ramayana, very good example. Hanumanji, very good example. Who else? Personal servant of the Lord. Lakshmanji, very good answer. Yes. So Lakshmanji, for 14 years he was just serving Lord Ram and Mother Sita as their servant. Means he will do everything. He will cook for them and bring wood from the forest and protect them. In the night he will do guarding. He will guard them. He did everything for. So Lakshmanji is the standard example which is given in the Ramayana. And from Bhagavatam, the standard example is Hanumanji. Means so why I am saying this? So our in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the examples are given, the standard examples. So there Hanumanji is in Dasyam, but in the I think Shri Vaishnavism, where they give examples from Ramayana. So there the example of Hanumanji is in Shravanam, that he is always very eager to hear the Ram Katha. And in the Dasyam, in the service, the example of Lakshmanji is given in the Shri Vaishnava, this Ramayana list. Now next is okay, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam. Sakhyam means friendship. So serving the Lord as a friend, in the sense that having very close friendship with the Lord. Arjuna, yes, very good example. Krishna says, Bhaktoti me sakha chayati. So Krishna himself is saying, you are my very dear friend. Arjuna is the example. And from Ramayana, who is the example from Ramayana? Who is the friend of Lord Ram? I'm sure it's very easy. You could answer very difficult question parts. This part is very easy for you. Sugriva, yes. Rajat got the point. Sugriva. So Sugriva is a very close friend of Lord Ram. Okay. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. Atmanivedanam means giving one's everything for the Lord, which means giving one's life for the Lord, or giving one's everything for the Lord. Gopis, yes, very good example, Gopis. Yes. Yeah. So the kind of answer I'm looking for means that was when they gave their life for Krishna, that was the end of their career, in the sense that whatever position they held, it was taken away from them. That was the end of their career, or you can say their life was running in some way, and then they just gave everything to the Lord, and then everything changed. Change means they kind of left. Either they gave away their body, basically they gave away their body, something like that. So Gopis, although they gave everything for the Lord, but it's difficult to say. All Vanaras in the war of Ramayana, yes, many of them, they gave their lives for Lord Ram. Yes. Any specific example, if you know? Yes. Any specific example? Somebody who gave his life for Lord Ram. I'm sure you can answer it. It's not difficult. Jatayu, yes. Yes, Jatayu is the one who gave his life for the Lord. That all of you know how Jatayu was personally cremated by Lord Ram himself. Right? And he gave his life for protecting Mother Sita. And from Bhagavatam, who is a good example, who gave his life for the Lord. It's a little difficult probably. You can answer because who is Jatayu? Oh, Dheeraj is asking, who is Jatayu? Jatayu is a Gidd. Gidd means vulture, I think. Jatayu is a vulture, and he was living in Panchavati, where Lord Ram, Mother Sita and Lakshmanji were residing. And Lord Ram, when Lord Ram came to Panchavati, there he was living in that place, and he promised Lord Ram that I will take care of this place. Means I will kind of guard this place. I will guard you. And that's why when Lord Ram and Lakshman were away to catch the deer, and Ravana came and he tried to kidnap Mother Sita. So Jatayu, because he remembered, means he was guarding the place because that is the service which he had taken for Lord Ram. He attacked Ravana to protect Mother Sita. And Ravana killed him. So he gave his life for Lord Ram. Okay. And now Abhishek has answered from Bhagavatam. It's Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was the king of demons, which means he was the king of Swarga, and he was king of earth, the Swarga, all the planets. And Lord Vamandev, he came to ask for 3 steps of land, and in 2 steps he covered the entire existence, means whatever was the kingdom of Bali Maharaj, which means the lower planetary systems and up to Swarga, everything he covered. um, lower planet system and the upper planet systems. And then he asked, where should I put my third foot? And then Bali Maharaj gave himself. He said, okay, put it on my head and take me. And then Lord took him and took him to Patala, and where he made him the king, and basically his tenure was over. Means his tenure as the king of Swarga and all these planets, that was over. Okay. So Bali Maharaj, he gave everything for the Lord. He gave his kingdom, he gave himself, everything was over. Okay. Next, that's it. So I think it's 7:42. Maybe we can stop. I don't know when sir will start. So let's read one paragraph from here so that we don't regret that we didn't read anything from this part. All of you can see the screen. All of you can see the screen. Yes. Okay. So this, each one of us is very proud of our own body and would like to have this body for eternity. Do you possess your body? Now you are young and you don't want to become old, but is that possible? Okay. So the question being asked here is that do we possess our body? Means what do we possess? Do we possess our body? The answer is, okay, means the deliberation here is, today I am young, but I don't want to become old, but still I have to become old, right? And youth is given to me and it will also be snatched away from me. I did not pay anything to become young, to get a young body, right? Just it came in due course of time and it will also go away in due course of time. So I cannot say that I possess my body, my young body. Time takes away everything. Time gives you everything and time takes it back. Time gives you family, time will snatch away your same family or snatch you from the family. So, with time everything comes and goes. We cannot stop anything. Similarly, do we possess our car, our home, our intellect, our memory, wealth, followers, etc.? So, no, they also come with time and they go away. A car, a home, everything might be there, but suddenly, like today, nobody can say I possess a car, right? Nobody can go out in their cars. So, do you possess your car? They have to say no because we cannot use it. Do we possess our home? At least for this period, people are thinking, oh yes, this is the only thing we possess, our home. But a home also won't stay. For example, I will give you an example from our family. My grandparents were living in Pakistan, and then partition took place. Everything was left there. They cannot say we possess our home, right? They had to leave, and everything was left there. So we don't possess our home also, and time teaches us. Time shows us at some point of time we become aware, oh really I don't possess my home. And my intellect also does not belong to me. Nobody knows why they are intelligent or not intelligent, right? Those who are intelligent, they don't realize probably, but those who are not intelligent, they really hanker for it. Oh, why am I not intelligent? And then they think, oh, it is so difficult to become intelligent. But those who are intelligent, those who have intellect, they may become proud, but eventually intelligence also is snatched away from them. For example, when they become old, so they might be working in big universities, but once they become old, they reach 60 years of age, they are kicked out. They are said, okay, now you retire. Your intellect is no longer useful because intellect is not much remaining. Your memory also is not in my control, right? I try to remember so many things, but exam time and I forget everything. Your wealth, my wealth also does not, I don't possess it. It is just there with me for some time and then it is gone. Followers also, I don't possess them. So now sir is giving one example. Margaret Thatcher, the British Prime Minister, was a very powerful woman. But during her last days, she lost her memory and she didn't even realize that her husband had already died. So Margaret Thatcher is very powerful. I was in Oxford, and she is an Oxford alumnus. So there is a college called Somerville College in Oxford where I used to often go. And there, so two great leaders of the world had studied there. Actually, that college was a women's college earlier. Now it is co-ed, so now it is everybody is there, men and women, means boys and girls both are there. Earlier it was just women. So if you enter the college, there are two big portraits in the college, and these two very powerful prime ministers, very powerful ladies who are both alumni of that same college, Somerville College, which is part of Oxford University. And those are, one is Margaret Thatcher. Can you guess the other name? Somebody can guess the other name? A very powerful woman prime minister, a very powerful leader. Sir often quotes her name. Means now she is not there, but she was there, and when Sir was in college. Okay, it's Indira Gandhi. Okay, it's Indira Gandhi. Yes, Dheeraj Shrover answered it. Yes, so Indira Gandhi and Margaret Thatcher, these two very powerful women were alumni of Somerville College, and they have big portraits there. And this Margaret Thatcher, she was very powerful British Prime Minister, but she got a disease called dementia, and dementia it means you lose everything, you lose your memory. And in Britain, almost invariably, everybody gets dementia. Everybody, when they get old, they have memory loss, and they become really, their situation is very pathetic. It's called dementia, and almost everybody gets dementia. It's a serious concern there. It's a big disease in UK. In India also it must be there, but at least it is not that severe. But in UK it is very severe, and because they live in old age homes, they do not live with their families. Their children, they send them to old age homes. That you go to old age home, and the old age home the caretakers there will take care of you. And I have visited one old age home. One devotee was there in Boston. It is really very sadistic place. Very you can see how much people have no memory, and they are just crying in pain. Very bad situation. Okay, so Margaret Thatcher also lost her memory. She got dementia, and so she didn't possess anything. All the intellect was gone, right? Nobody will ask her any political advice because she has no capability left. No memory, no intellect, and what else? Therefore, Sir says, who thus can claim that he or she has proprietorship over his or her memory, intellect, etc.? Do we possess our wealth? You can see in this world that the people who are very rich finally have to part with it at the time of death. So even if during the lifetime I can hold on to wealth and I say, okay, I'm very wealthy, but eventually I have to part with it, I have to leave it. That is very painful. That part is very painful. The more attachments I have now, so getting away from them later becomes that much difficult. It's like a tree is there which has got very deep roots, so unrooting that tree becomes very difficult. But if it is just a small plant, unrooting it or removing it is so simple, right? People can just, with their fingers, they can unroot a small plant. But once the attachments grow and the roots become very deep, it becomes a tree. Then removing it, you need big cranes. Even they are not sufficient, right? So that is what we get. So whatever possessions or proprietorship I think I have, it's only attachments. And the more attachments I have, the more it becomes to get rid of them. As one introspects this way, he or she attains wisdom. In that state, he or she recognizes that God is the only proprietor. Thus, true renunciation leads to wisdom. Detachment is a sign of wisdom. The moment you recognize that you own nothing in this world, you will be a wise person. The man who is attached to this world cannot be a person with wisdom. He is simply an ignorant fool. The main point which is being hit here is attachment. That we don't possess anything, but still we become so attached to everything which we feel we possess. For example, I don't possess house and cars, but still I feel I possess it, and I become very attached to it, and that becomes the root cause of my misery, right? Attachment. That's what Sir is hammering here, or Sir is saying, don't be attached. The moment we recognize that we do not own anything in this world, then we are a wise person, right? Like example of Bali Maharaj. So if he were attached to his kingdom, which was not small by any means, which was not easy to obtain by any means, but still he was not attached to it, right? He was ruling as long as he was ruling, and when this situation came, he had an option. You want to give or not give? He said, okay, give. He had no attachment, and he was attached to Krishna. So, as Sir has been telling in his lectures recently, Param Drishtva Nivartate, he has got a stronger attachment to Krishna than to his kingdom. So, he is able to quickly give it up, right? So, that is why it is said, Param Drishtva Nivartate. Once we have a better attachment, which means attachment with Krishna, then all other attachments automatically become very weak, right? So, thank you very much. I think we can stop here. Let's see if Sir has come. Hare Krishna.